Let's talk about a massive shift happening in education right now. Artificial intelligence is quickly going from just another tool to the very heart of how we learn and teach. And by 2026, it's set to completely revolutionize the entire landscape.
Okay, so let's dive right in. Think about it. For as long as we can remember, education has been this one size fits all thing, right? You've got one teacher, one textbook, and a classroom of 30 kids all expected to learn at the exact same speed. But that's yesterday's model. Today, we're moving into this whole new world of hyper personalized, data driven learning that's actually tailored to each and every student.
And here's the really crucial point. AI isn't just another app or a cool feature anymore. It's becoming the foundational technology, kind of like the central nervous system that powers the whole edtech industry. It's the engine driving this entire revolution.
So what does this actually feel like for the most important person in this whole equation, the student? Well, it's all about putting them in the driver's seat of their own education. It means your learning path actually adapts to you in real time. So you're always being challenged, but you're never totally overwhelmed. It means having an AI tutor on call 24/7, ready to answer your questions. And it opens up these incredible immersive simulations and makes learning way more accessible for everyone.
And this is where that immersive tech really starts to shine. I mean, imagine being able to do complex, even dangerous chemistry experiments in a virtual lab. You get all of the hands-on learning, but with absolutely zero risk of anything, blowing up. Or picture this. You could travel back in time and literally walk through the streets of an ancient city like Mohenjo-Daro, all without ever leaving the classroom. This isn't some sci-fi dream. This is what AI-powered learning is making possible right now. And look, this isn't just a theory about the future. The language learning app Duolingo is a perfect real-world example of this, working at a massive scale. They went all in on an AI-first strategy, weaving it into every single part of their company. By committing to AI, they just supercharged their efficiency. And check out this number, 148. That's how many new courses they launched in a single year. To put that in perspective, that's more than they've managed to create in the entire previous decade. And, well, the results really speak for themselves. This AI-first approach led to a 51% explosion in daily active users and put them on a path to break $1 billion in revenue. It's a total win-win for the learners and for the business. Okay, but what about the teachers? This is so important. The goal here is to augment teachers, not replace them. AI is designed to free up educators so they can focus on what humans do best: inspiring, mentoring, and connecting with their students. So where does all this extra time come from? A huge chunk of it comes from grading. AI can slash the time teachers spend on grading by up to 90%. Just think about that for a second. It automates one of the most time-consuming parts of the job and hands all that time back for what really matters: one-on-one student interaction. A fantastic example of this is Jill Watson. It's an AI teaching assistant at Georgia Tech. Jill was trained on tens of thousands of past student questions, so now it can handle all the routine stuff on its own. This frees up the human TAs to tackle the really complex, high-level problems students have. All right, so let's zoom out a bit. We've seen how this helps individual students and teachers. Now let's look at how this same technology is making entire universities smarter, more efficient, and way more in tune with what their students actually need.
Here's a huge, persistent challenge for every university: students dropping out. How do you make sure that the people who enroll actually make it to graduation day? It's a multi-billion-dollar question for the education system. Georgia State University is a real pioneer in solving this. They use predictive AI to track over 800, that's right, 800 different risk markers for every single student. We're talking about everything from class attendance and grades to their financial aid status. And the results? They're pretty stunning. By using AI to step in early, the moment a student starts to show signs of struggle, they've massively reduced dropouts and boosted their graduation rates by a whopping 34%. And along the way, they've helped close achievement gaps for underserved students. It's amazing. And it doesn't stop there. AI is also helping campuses bring all their data together from different departments, automate all those tedious administrative tasks, and even design courses and micro-credentials that are perfectly aligned with the jobs employers are actually hiring for. So, what's actually powering this whole revolution?
Let's take a quick peek under the hood at the tech pipeline that makes all of this personalized learning a reality.
It basically works in a constant 5-step loop. It starts by taking in all the student data, cleans it up for analysis, and then a personalization engine figures out exactly what that student needs. It delivers just the right content. And, this is the key, it uses a feedback loop to see how the student is doing, getting smarter and more effective over time.
So, at its core, here's what it does. If a student is, say, hitting a wall with fractions, the AI spots that specific skill gap. It then pauses the main lesson, automatically drops in a new learning module, maybe a cool visual simulation, and then checks their understanding before letting them move on. And this whole process is what creates that deeply personal experience. It gives teachers an early warning if a student is getting stuck. It can adjust the reading level of a text on the fly. It can even use examples based on what a student is into, like using sports statistics to explain math concepts. All of this leaves us with one final, pretty provocative question to chew on. When learning becomes this perfectly tailored to each and every individual, what's the point of the traditional classroom? What does a classroom even become when the lecture is personalized and the tutor is always on? That is the future we're building right now.